Woke up crying. The tears felt like rain. Woke up crying. The tears felt like rain.
Well, I got to see my great-grandmother several times after that. She told me about my mama, the things she never told me about her life among the people. That's what they call themselves, uh, the principal people, because it was a lot of them, but not anymore. They got pushed all across the country, she told me, but there was still a lot of them around Georgia. She told me that's probably why my mother named me so, 'cause my name is the place where her people is. I felt mighty proud of that. As time went on, so did our lives. Aunt Ella took care of us and her children, but it was hard sometimes. Sometimes she had to go to another town to work for a couple of months at a time. She would send her boys over to Mrs. Cutter next door, 'cause she had boys of her own. But she didn't know what to do with me and Rachel. Mrs. Cutter said she knew nothing about raising girls and didn't want to. So Aunt Ella said me and Rachel have to split up. It was real hard for me and Rachel to be apart from each other. We's all we got after Mama and Papa died. And I know Aunt Ella is a good woman and all, but Rachel was the only one besides my grandmother that I could say had my mama's blood in her. Well, Aunt Ella decided that one of us could stay with her cousin Bertha in the country. Her cousin Bertha had a nice farmhouse and a huge family that was doing well with her husband. But she said she could only take one of us since they didn't have enough room. She sent Rachel since she was the youngest, and Cousin Bertha was more acting to have her. She liked young children, couldn't deal with teenagers like me. My Aunt Ella had a hard time finding a place for me because of how old I was. Not young enough to be around Cousin Bertha's children and not old enough for anyone else in town. She finally gave up her anger at Mister and said I was to stay with him in his big house a little outside of town. I was sad and excited all at the same time. Me and Rachel, for the first time in our lives, were going to be apart. But I was going to get to see Mister's house and those beautiful women with the nice dresses again. It would be the first time I got to see how the other part of our people lived, living in Mister's house, that is. Who is it?
It's us, Charlotte and Della. Princess, open the door.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, my. They dresses are the most beautiful things I ever seen.
Why, thank you, Miss Georgia. Did you like the dresses we bought you?
I sure do. I ain't never seen the like. I wish Rachel was here so she could have some, too. I bet you they cost a lot, too, huh?
You better stop that twirling around. And never you mind. There'll be plenty more where that comes from. Mister pays us real well.
Y'all must have some real important jobs working for Mister, don't you?
Oh, you could say that. Ow! Oh, what'd you pinch me for?
Don't go teasing her like that. She's just a little girl.
Well, she ain't gonna be for long. Mister's got plans for her, I'm thinking.
You keep that thoughts to yourself, Della, you hear? Georgia, later we going on a picnic.
A picnic? I ain't never been on one since Mama and Papa died. Where we going, huh? Where?
Well, now, calm down, girl. You're going to give yourself the fits if you keep that up.
But where are we going?
We going to the Ocmulgee.
The Ocmulgee? That's where my Mama and Papa used to take us. Oh, can we go now?
Oh, in a little while. First, we got to pack some things. Me and Della are going to get everything ready. Then we can go.
Where did you grow up, Miss Charlotte, Miss Della?
Why, dear, I was born a long way up from here. Illinois. Chicago, to be exact.
Chicago? I heard of it. That's all the way up north, ain't it?
Yes, dear, it is.
Don't you miss your home?
Ah, yes, dear child, I miss it a lot. But things change, and sometimes moving on becomes a necessity. A need. I needed to find another way to make a living after I lost my dress shop in Chicago. Unfortunately, being a maid or a housekeeper or a nanny would not fit my style of living. But working for Mister gives me all the things I want, and also gives me a way to buy things for the people I care about.
And where are you from, Miss Della?
Oh, I'm from New Orleans, honey pie. New Orleans, Louisiana. I was raised in the French Quarter area until my mother and father died in a fire. I was living on the streets, starving, until I was taken in when I was 12 years old by a bordello, and that was run by the famous Madame Lulu White in the Storyville section.
Madam? What's a madam? What's a bordello?
Well, a bordello is like a place for girls. Oh, and a madam is a high woman of nobility.
Oh, I see.
So that's enough history for now. We got to get ready for our picnic.
Mm-hmm. Who is it?
It's me, Della Honey Pie. Open the door.
Don't open it. How'd he get upstairs? Mister don't like it when they come to the private area.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't tell him to come up here.
Della! Open up the door, honey. It's me, Roscoe.
I can't let you in. Go downstairs. I'll be right down.
Listen, Georgia, I want you to go behind that bed and stay there. You hear?
Why? What's wrong?
Oh, nothing's wrong, Princess. We just need you to do what we say, understand? You can't come in here, Roscoe.
What? You girls sure took a long time opening the door.
You ain't supposed to be up here. Mister don't like customers coming up to the private quarters.
I'm one of his best customers. He'd make an exception for me. Well now, who we got here?
Leave her alone, Roscoe. She ain't got nothing to do with you.
Let go of my arm. Why not? Ain't she a new one? Ain't you training her?
New what? Training me for what?
Don't you never mind. Roscoe, you leave now or I'll call Mister.
What he gonna do? He's a nigger. Anyways, I think I could teach her some new things.
Well, if you still want me to be your honey pie, then you'll go. And if you put one hand on that girl, it'll be the last time you do anything.
Ooh-wee! She a puny one anyway. Probably still a virgin. You coming, Della?
Yeah. Get going. I'll be right there. Oh, that was a close one, wasn't it, Princess? What you keep hitting me for, Charlotte?
'Cause that ain't funny, Della, so stop your laughing.
Oh, it was so funny, Charlotte. Roscoe wouldn't hurt a fly.
I ain't worried about the fly, Della. You get ready, and I'll be back real soon, and we're going to go on that picnic, Georgia.
Charlotte, what was that man talking about, huh? What was those things about me he was saying?
You don't worry none about that, you hear? We're going on a picnic.
Oh my, that was a close one for Georgia Lee. I wonder if Aunt Ella gonna find out. I hope not. Come back and find out in the next episode of The Broken Window, titled Growing Up.